hello, come in, come in, come in, come in, come in. Now look it, by the time you see this, I will be in Wales. Yes, today for me is Saturday, and it's Saturday morning, and at luncheon time, I am getting a ferry to Wales. I will explain. For reasons that bamboozle me slightly, I agreed to go to Wales with himself's brother and himself's brother's 2 sons to stay in a cottage in Snowdonia so that the boys can go out walking and striding and doing malarkey with ropes and... no
ropes.
No ropes, he says. I saw ropes being packed. Anyway, look it. I did see ropes being packed. And I came because I thought it sounded lovely. A cottage in Snowdonia in spring. And they would be out walking all day, except one of them mightn't be, you see. And I thought I would do my scribing and I will have no Wi-Fi and I'll get loads of work done. And now I'm really afeared. There's only one bedroom between me and 4 men's. And I have got squeamish in my old age. So anyway, we had a funny week because Daddy Keys is in hospital, and there was something about something about old woman's tone when she rang me to tell me, and I thought, oh fuck, he's dead, you know. And it had a really horrible effect on me, naturally enough, even though he's not dead. It kind of spun me back into the horrors for a couple of days, even though, like, he's all right and he's on the mend and all. And I suppose I think it's interesting that, like, mental health exists on a spectrum, you know, and some days are better than others, but something can, like a shock, can really knock you way down the scale. And like, my sleeping has been banjoed all week, and one of the, 2 things kind of alert me that things are bad with me. And one is when I start feeling like I'm dreaming, derealization. And the other is when I'm kind of assaulted by images or thoughts of various episodes of man's inhumanity to man. I have no control over it, but it's horrible. They wake me up and I get to sleep for a while, it wakes me up again. And it is the way it is. But like, I suppose the more that people talk about these things, you know, for me, this is who I am, and you know, I would rather be honest than not. So anyway, yeah, it's been a funny old week, and then baby Hannah has a perforated eardrum, but I'm going to tell you something nice about her. For the last couple of weeks, she's been doing this thing with her face. I'm going to make it for you now. And she looks like a fish. And we thought she was just kind of finding out what her face does, you know, that she was just thinking, oh God. But you know what she is doing? She is trying to kiss. And now we're at the stage where, like, if you go to her, she goes, and she's so cute, you know, like 7 months, and she's already, you know, responding and interacting, and she's just wonderful. You know, every time I talk about her or see a picture of her or just think about her, I just get this rush of happiness, which is lovely. So anyway, she had a perforated eardrum. You know, she's done the ceremony. Her eardrum has been perforated. Now she is one of us. Anyway, she's a dote. And so I'll be away sort of for nearly a week, and then the following week I am starting my canvassing for Repeal the 8th in the Dunleary area. So watch out. What's that the TV licence people say? It could be your house. Yes. If there is a ring on the doorbell, it could be Marian Keys coming to pester you to vote yes on May the 25th. Yes, me and himself and others. So watch out for us. Now I'm going to show you books. This is amazing. It is called Old Baggage. It is by Lissa Evans. It's set in 1928, and it's about this fantastic, doughty, feisty woman who was a suffragette. And it's very moving because it's about what happens after a political movement has allegedly gained its goal. It's about, how I suppose people go off and live different lives, and it's about how she is still trying to raise up young women. It's funny, it's very funny. Lissa Evans is actually the only writer that I can think of who literally makes me laugh out loud. People say laugh out loud a lot, but sometimes I will go, that's gas. But she actually makes me do that kind of, that kind of involuntary blurt of laughter. She does that. It's written beautifully. It's written in a 1928 style, and it just feels tone perfect. It's inspiring, it's moving, it's interesting, it's beautiful, and I read it very quickly in that kind of, that way when you devour a book. It'll be out in June. It's called Old Baggage, and it's delightful and important. Now, this is a young adult novel. It is called The Stormkeeper's Island, and it is by an Irish writer called Catherine Doyle. And it is so beautiful. It's set on an island somewhere off the west coast of Ireland, and it's like being on holidays in Lahinch and being a child. It is so... the sense of place is very powerful, the sense of the sea and the salty air. It's also very funny. It's about a young fella who has gone to stay with his grandfather. He's gone with his sister to stay with his grandfather in this island, and it's a magical book. I mean it literally. It's about supernatural, magical things, but in a very grounded way. I'm going to give it to Redzer the Elder now, because I think he will be enchanted. It's an enchanting book. It's beautifully written. The way the dynamic between their, how would you call them? Tweenies and early teens in the book. And the way they speak is very funny. There's sadness in it. There's kind of mythology in it. It's lovely. It's really, really lovely. I will now put it down. Now, I'm sure I had millions more to tell you, but I've probably gone on for miles longer. He himself is nodding. I will stop. I will report back to you next Monday as I start on the campaign trail. I'll only be doing it in the evenings because I've described during the day. I hope you had a lovely Easter. I had a lovely Easter because I had Hannah, hot and cold running Hannah, whenever I wanted her. Have a good week. Are you watching Thicker Than Water? It's on All 4. It's so lovely. Swedish thing. Goodbye.